Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche and I have a wonderful guest with me here. Without wasting much of your time, I will introduce my guest. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, then we'll continue from there. So welcome to my channel. It's good to have you, seriously.
After all the
I am telling you, after all the whole thing. So
Yeah.
can we know you and just tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Hello everyone, good to be here. My name is Oluchi. I moved with my family from the UK.
Yeah,
3 months ago. Yes, here am I with Uche, the wonderful lady.
Yes, and she's here to answer all the questions that you guys would want to know about how she moved here from the UK. So if this is the kind of content you want to see, kindly watch till the end and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like because it helps YouTube to move it to a wider audience that will need it. I know you guys want to hear her talk, so let us go straight to the video. Our audience would want to know the kind of visa you and your family came to Australia with. So can you please give us the details about it?
Thank you. So we came with the visa subclass 482. Yeah, we landed I think on the 2nd or 3rd week of October 2022.
Don't mind me if I look here because I have written most questions that some people wanted me to ask. Our guests would like to know how you heard about this 482 visa. If you can tell us how you knew about it and what are the processes you did to be able to get an employer to sponsor you and your family.
Okay, so I think a couple of years back, we as a family we knew that we wanted another place, most especially a warmer climate, because we needed a warmer climate and also somewhere we'll be able to raise the kids and have like more work balance, work and family balance lifestyle sort of. And we started researching, and Australia was top of on our list because because in the UK a lot of British migrate to Australia.
Yes, that one is
white British, most especially they migrate to Australia, and they have this program in the UK that is called Wanted Down Under, and they kind of feature people that have traveled to Australia and their life after traveling to Australia, and it's one of those programs that I like watching. So it just caught my interest, and I started researching on how to migrate. And luckily, social work is one of those professions that is in demand in Australia.
So you're a social worker?
I am a social worker.
Okay.
With a lot of years in the bag. So,
sorry to cut you short, can you give us a bit roughly like what age, in case if a social worker watching us now can say, okay, oh, I have this years of experience, I might try to do as you did.
To get a 482 visa, really, you need 2 years experience as a social worker. However, the more skill you acquire, the more experience you have, the better and the wider your chances. Because before I actually started making the whole inquiry and maybe checking to see if I would be sponsored, I did watch some videos and watched your video and some other Nigerian YouTubers that have come here, and I did send an email to one of the popular Nigerian YouTubers that is a social worker, and she responded. She was quite pleasant with her response. However, she did say that because social work is not like, it doesn't have like a registered body like nursing here, as it is in the UK, that the chances might be very slim to get a sponsor. However, because of my experience in mental health, that would actually be viable and it might give me like a more opportunity
advantage.
to like, yeah. So I said that's fine, thank you, I can't. Then I modified my resume and then modified my LinkedIn. The first interview I got, I actually went out of my way to go on Google to just type mental health social workers in Australia. Then I saw a job that really fits my skill. Then I applied for the job. And within 24 hours, I got an email to say, oh, I'd like to interview. Then I went for the interview. I was offered the job. Then I went back to this same person and I said, I've gotten this and this is what they're offering. I said, what is the salary expectation? And she said, between this and that. And that was what they really matched the range.
Yeah.
And then I got another, obviously I've already updated and modified my LinkedIn. I got another, someone contacted me from my LinkedIn profile to say, oh, your skill really matches the role we are currently advertising in Australia. Would you like to have a chat? Then I said, that's fine, I would like to have a chat. Then we scheduled a meeting, and it was around my 11 p.m. in the UK. Then I had a newborn, of course, you know that I have a little baby.
Yes.
Then we met, and then it was a virtual meeting.
Yeah.
We had a chat, and she said, oh, she was really impressed with my skills and all that. She said, okay, I'll speak to the manager of this team and get her to interview you. I said, that's fine. Then a couple of days later, I got another email to say, oh, the manager really likes my CV and would like to have an interview with me. And we agreed on a date for the interview. The interview was around 11:30 p.m. UK time. Then it was almost very informal. After the interview, then I went to sleep. Before I woke up, an email had already come in to say, oh, they're happy with me and they would like to offer me the job. Then there comes the big
What everybody is looking
yeah.
at.
So they said, oh, we will offer you this amount of money. And I had already watched another Nigerian YouTuber that said, you have to negotiate.
You guys get that. In case if you get to that, negotiate.
You have to negotiate. And in negotiating, you need to still know your value and what you're bringing to the table. You cannot be negotiating empty.
Yes.
If you have the skill and you know what you can offer to the company, then you can stand a good chance to negotiate. I negotiated, and it was to my own advantage, and they offered the role. They said, okay, when are you looking at moving? Then I gave them the time that I would want to move, and yeah.
So that's it. So if with all you have told us here, your LinkedIn account is where
they said the current role I'm in. The first one I did the application. I actually went out to actually apply for the role.
Okay.
However, this one that I'm in is just through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you ever use like seek.com.au to? So you just went to.
It was just on Google that I tapped it in, and I just.
Okay.
It just brought out this company. I just applied to them.
Okay. So you searched for your role, what
Yeah.
you're looking for,
Yeah.
with the visa.
No. I didn't even know about. At this point, I've not heard about 482.
Okay.
Yes, I know at this point, I just know they'll be able to, if I can get the role that maybe there's a way I didn't know the visa types at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I typed in and because my experience is mainly clinical,
Okay.
mental health, clinical social work. So I knew that it's not something that I would get generically. It's something that would happen through maybe like a hospital or maybe a health sector. I was very particular on what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys know where to start looking for. So thank you for all you have said, and I want to also tip in this question, if you don't mind. When they offered you the job, what is the package that came with it?
Okay.
You get. We don't need to know the amount,
All
but
right,
let's
of
just
course.
know
So,
the process and
Yeah. So the offer came with obviously full sponsorship, all expenses paid.
all expenses paid.
So from the visa to everything really that we actually shipped our home content
Yeah.
from the UK, you know,
Yes.
from the UK to Australia. Everything that we needed to ship, everything came with us. So they paid for the cargo, they paid for our flights, they paid for the visa, they paid for everything that we incurred
And
was
still paid you salary when
and
you
paid me salary. So even when we came, where we stayed, they gave us they gave us a place to stay, but they said if we don't like it, we can get our own B&B or a hotel that we're comfortable in. They will still reimburse, which happened, which they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you guys can hear that.
I want to add that it wasn't like an upfront payment.
Okay.
Let's just be clear on that.
Yeah.
So I think because of history and all that, most companies would not really, you would normally pay for some things and reclaim it when you come back. They will, when you come into the country, they will reimburse you as long as you're able to get your invoices, get your receipts, and they will reimburse everything to the last.
Yeah, I understand, because some people you can give them money and you will not see them anymore.
Sure.
You understand? So you just to be sure that okay, you're coming to work for us.
Yeah.
You're not just going to take our money. So even if you find your way here, as long as, like you said, have your receipt and everything, they will reimburse you.
Sure.
So okay, that is good. So you guys had everything, all expenses paid for the 482 visa that she came with. There is still another banger that we'll still talk about. So I want to ask you, when you came to Australia, how did you see Australia?
So I had a very high expectation about Australia. Of course, the weather and all that, which was not disappointing anyway. So when we landed, it was warm, and we suffered the jet lag. Was really, really bad. We were sleeping during the daytime, and in the night we were all awake. Everybody, the baby, everybody were all awake. That was the major thing that we suffered. Then the transportation as well, because as a family of 5, we needed obviously transport, so we had to, like I said before, we had a hired vehicle that the company paid for as well, but we only used the vehicle for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So at that point in time we were okay, but by the time we had given back the vehicle and we needed to get our own, things started being very stressful from that point in time.
So it's not that much like UK that has all the means of transport.
No, not at all. I think from what I've now gathered, the CBD is very easy to navigate and all that, but this other side, you would have to have a means of a car, definitely.
So how are you finding the job, the people, and are you still in your visa, or is there any upgrade? Or of course, I know some people would like to know.
Yes. So first of all, you asked about the job. The job is the same. The service group is the same. So I work is a clinical social work role. Care planning is the same. Everything is the same. However, there are some things that are not the same, because with UK social work training is actually, I think is a bit different from Australia in my own mental health and clinical role. So there were a lot of things that were a bit challenging for me that I had to unlearn. And some of them, they were really willing to kind of welcome my idea and kind of like want to change some of the things they do, that they feel that my skill is actually really, they could try what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
So they were able to. It was like we bounced off each other.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah, it was really, my manager was really able to listen. Coming from a different country to Australia, where I felt, oh, what would happen now? You know, I just came in and like, normally you would do an orientation for like
Yes.
more a month, but after my second week, my manager said,
there.
yeah, I think you can do it. I was a bit taken aback, but like I got on with it and ran with it. So yeah, felt really valued, to be honest.
Okay, so with the 482 visa, it's a 4 years visa, right? That's
Yes.
the contract. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So with that, you would work with the company for,
Okay.
I think 2-3 years before you now
Move
to the permanent
one. Okay.
Yes.
So what are you willing to wait with the company till the 2 years?
When I came in October, started my job in November. Then in December, we had a discussion, and then they were willing to nominate me for the 186.
Which is because
The
not
per-
everybody knows.
Oh, the permanent residents through employers and route.
Okay.
So they sent in the nomination. I think they sent it in December, second week of December. The next day, our nomination was approved.
Wow. So within 24 hours.
Because we only just did the 482.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything was still fresh, so we didn't need to do other things that we had already done. Like the only thing we needed to do was to do medicals.
Okay.
For all of us.
Okay.
So because of the medicals, we delayed in submitting the visa application.
Okay.
Mind you, my company, they give you options if you want to go with their lawyer, or if you want to go get your own lawyer, or you want to apply yourself. So my husband was like, let's just apply by ourselves.
Since you know the
Since
details.
it's nothing has really changed.
Did it take up to 3 weeks for the visa to be approved?
No. What happened was they wanted us to give them more information. So they wanted me to send in my letter of experience from my employer in the UK to say that I have over 3 years experience, because to qualify for the 186, you have to have 3 years of experience in your nominated role or profession. So I had
to. For 482, 2 years.
482 is 2 years, but for 186, you have to have minimum of 3 years in your nominated year. That was the only thing that I think it would have come out way earlier than it came out.
3 weeks. Yeah. Which is still fair for visas. 3 weeks is not bad at all.
No,
so how long did it take from the 482 to be approved during your time outside Australia? Just 1 week.
I think it depends on your profile.
Occupation that you are nominated in. Okay, so if you're like in health profession, there's every possibility that you get it faster.
Yeah,
like now that they are also doing the 3 days thing for nurses and teachers and some other health profession.
Yeah.
So as long as everything is ready, you get it faster. One last thing before we round it up. Did you do any assessment for your occupation?
Yes.
Could you also tell us the name? Also, did you write English?
Yes.
Yes. So
I did the Australian Association of Social Workers, that's the ASW.
Okay.
And their requirement is you must have a minimum of 7 points in all your English. I think the reading, the writing, the listening, and the speaking. You have to have minimum of 7. That's the requirement. There's nothing. It's not negotiable.
Okay.
And it has to be art. There's no PTE.
Okay. So for social worker coming for visa sponsorship, you've heard that you need 7 band in all, and it has to be IELTS.
Yeah.
And she has also mentioned the assessing body for anyone that wants to come in as a social worker. Even though she's a social worker, but anyone that wants to come in through the 482 would use her experience to have an idea that you need to assess your document and have your English test ready. So I think that is it.
Thank you for having me.
So really, I'm very, very grateful to have you here to give this information for everyone that would need it. I really appreciate your time.
Thank
So if you guys have any questions, she's not a YouTuber, but she would be reading your
comments.
Yes, in the comment section. So drop it if you're a social worker or if you're into health and you want to know more. Yeah, so make sure too that your LinkedIn account, if you don't have any, please go and update it now, and your resume as well.
Yeah.
And you see that she did not go through any agent, she did everything by herself. And Google is one click away from you. Always use your Google. That is what she did too for her first. You see, she got 2 jobs at the same time.
I think it's very important to believe in yourself. Nobody will really believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, having the confidence, having the audacity to be able to try the things that you think you might not be able to get is just, that's the main thing. You can have a good CV. If you're not confident at the interview, you will really not be able to get the job. Sometimes your CV might not be that perfect, but you might have 1 or 2 things that will really interest the recruiter, and they might contact you. Then you will not have that opportunity to sell yourself during the interview, during the informal chat that you might be having with them. It's not all about how much you have in your CV. It's all about the skill you have that is transferable.
Yeah.
As long as you have a transferable skill, as long as you're able to showcase those skills, as long as you're able to be convincing that you have those skills, there is nothing really that you cannot do. I believe that having a skill is a skill. Nobody will steal it away from you, no matter how educated you are. Even if you have a lot of experience as a nurse or as a social worker, there are other skills that you would have that will really make you marketable.
So you've heard from us. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, you know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe again and like, share this video. Till we see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.